So Storm Chasers, today I have a beautiful lady with me by the name of Shalamar Parrish. She is an author. She is an Army vet. She is a woman with a story that is going to definitely inspire you. So I want to officially welcome you, Shalamar, to the show.
Well, thanks for having me, Uncle Storm, and I appreciate being here.
Absolutely. Now, you know the first thing I'm going to ask you, are you named after the 70s group, Shalamar?
No, actually what happened was I wanted to be a designer, and a cousin of mine asked me what was my design name going to be, and just out of nowhere I said Shalamar Parrish. So my family started calling me Shalamar Parrish since I was like 12.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so you ended up writing a book called A Leading Lady, which I want us to definitely get into. We're going to provide the links down below for everybody to get it. It's available. Tell us everywhere it's available.
It's available at Barnes & Noble. It's available at Amazon.com. The paperback and Kindles are both provided at both locations.
Okay, good. And I'll make sure I push that for you because, I'm not trying to be funny, but the other author that came on, her book went number 17 on Amazon. I'm just saying.
Well, hopefully you can help me.
So, Shalamar, let's talk about your story, okay? Because A Leading Lady, which we're going to save that for mid interview for you, tell them everything about the book, but it's a really, really deep story. And so tell us about you. Like, where are you from?
Okay, I'm originally from Dayton, Ohio, but I had to move around due to being in foster care. But I was born in Dayton, Ohio.
And being being from Ohio, it's, well, I don't want to be rude about Ohio, but Ohio has its issues.
Yes, it does.
Just like Indiana and Illinois, it's just like, ooh, so much crime. Okay, so tell us if you're comfortable, what caused you to end up having to go into foster care?
Well, you start off the back with all these tough questions. What caused me to have to go is that I was living with my grandmother at first, my maternal grandmother, but she ended up dying due to cancer. And the reason why I was there was because my mother was on drugs, and she was on drugs real heavy at the time. And so I was living with family members, and I was grieving and rebellious, and they couldn't handle me. So they ended up sending me to a group home.
Okay, they ended up signing over custody to the CPS people. Let me say this too, and I'm just saying this because I've been in therapy, so I'm learning a lot. A lot of times we look back and we say they couldn't handle me, but I think the better verbiage is they didn't have the tools to help you.
Say that, yeah. And then a lot of people don't understand that kids are grieving as well. And so if they've never, if the adults have never even recognized that, then it's hard, like you said, to even handle the situation. So
exactly, because a lot of times I don't know where the disconnect comes from adult to childhood, but it's like you look at your older family members and you're like, you were my age once too, right? Like, did you forget? Or do you think that because I'm a kid, the trauma that I go through, I'm not gonna remember? Because you haven't forgotten yours. Come on now.
Right. But I guess that's where forgiveness come in.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. So you go off to foster care, which we know is a traumatic experience in itself. Were there any positive outcomes of foster care for you, or was it all negative?
No, sure, it was the positive. I eventually got placed into a great situation. It was a group home as well, but it was ran by nuns. And when I stayed there, they really helped me to recognize that the reason why I was so rebellious and angry was because I was grieving, and that I'm not in control of how I got there, but I'm in control of how I leave. And so, they taught me how to budget. They taught me the importance of a good name. They taught me how to be consistent with my goals, and yeah, they helped me become a woman.
That's beautiful. That's definitely beautiful, because we hear so many like horror stories about the foster care system, and that's why me personally, I always tell people, like, when it comes to the pro-life, pro-choice stuff, I don't judge either way, because at the end of the day, the kids that have to go through foster care, it's just not easy.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't.
Did you have any good like social workers to help you as you went through, or were they crappy?
Let me tell you this. Now that I'm older, when I was younger, I thought they all lacked the compassion and the understanding of what I and along with a lot of my other foster brothers and sisters were going through. But now that I'm older, just the fact that they even took that profession lets me know that they did try.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Beautiful. Now, later on, because I know you also have a YouTube channel where you have also told your story. So I'm gonna save some of the juicy parts of your story, and I'm gonna add in some clips. So I won't make you relive that right now. We're trying to have a good day today, not go through all the negative. So
right. Thank you.
So moving along from that, you end up going off to the Army. What made you want to go into the service?
Because I wanted to amount to something, you know.
Okay.
I actually wanted to be a nurse, and that was my initial reason for going in, because they paid for college. And so at the time, I was a nurse's aide. I was, which I really did like the job, but I was just barely skating by. And so I had an aunt that I looked up to, and she was in the Army. And so I wanted to follow in her footsteps. And there you have it. After 3 tries of taking that ASVAB, I finally got in.
And for the people that don't know, I know, because I was going to go to the Air Force. When I tell you that Army man was trying to get me, though, because other officers are right by each other. And he was like, you see, the Air Force man you had an appointment with, he's not even here yet. He said, my door is wide open.
Yeah, we believe in being on time.
Yes, definitely. And you know what? I always wonder, like, if I would have went, because I was like 19. So I was like, if I would have went, I'm sure my life would have definitely been different. I wonder about that sometimes. But
yeah, well, I think you're doing pretty good.
I know. It took me a little while to get to this point, though. I ain't gonna lie. For years, I was like, oh, okay. So
right, what am I gonna do, huh?
Right, like I gotta make something work. So you being actually in the military, because we hear about so many Black kids, Latino kids that end up going that route. Today, would you suggest a lot of minorities go into the military, or no? How do you feel about that now?
Oh, that's a tough one. Not with the current administration. No. But if ever they don't have any direction, any sense of direction, then yes, go in. You know.
Yeah. To do something at least.
Yeah, just do something in life.
And when you were in there, first of all, how long were you in the Army?
Technically 10 years. They actually retired me. I had some things happen to me in the Army that I wish not to disclose right now. But they ended up retiring me after 10 years.
Okay, so you actually did 10 years. Okay, great. And so we first have to thank you for your service, because you were doing a job that we don't want to do. So
right.
So now you leave the military. Were you always writing throughout life? Like, what point in life did you start actually writing stories and writing books, things like that?
Since I was like 5 years old, I used to write like screenplays and stuff like that and poetry. I started writing like books like back in '99. I was still in the service and I would be out in the field with some downtime and I just
Embrace Pangea is a black-owned health and wellness brand that has solidified themselves as being able to take care of your yoni. But guess what? They do more than just service your yoni. Yes, as a matter of fact, Embrace Pangea has products to cover you from head to toe, inside and out. And in particular, let me tell you about a couple products that I personally use. Number one is the herbal tooth powder that is better than any toothpaste that you will get over the counter. It will get your teeth clean and help your teeth to maintain a natural white shade. And in addition to that, the advanced botanical mouthwash is something that we all should have in our medicine cabinet. Now, when you look at a bottle like this with 25 potent herbs like echinacea, golden seal, don't laugh at me if I mispronounce that, you know what I meant. We need these natural ingredients in our mouth rinses so that we can fight tooth decay, gingivitis, all of that plaque, halitosis, and overall poor oral hygiene. Okay, so if you want to get a good clearance when you go to the dentist, get you some Embrace Pangea, and in addition to that, make sure you use my code STORM to get 10% off your order at checkout today. And okay, and as you were writing your thoughts, which of course was therapeutic for you as well, did you let anybody like look at what you were writing, or did you keep it to yourself?
No, I actually let one of my battle buddies, who turned out to be a lifelong friend, I used to let her read them. And he was like, "You need to publish this." I was like, "Girl, I'm not about to publish this," only because I didn't know how to. I didn't know how to do it. But yeah, back in '99, I started writing books.
Okay, beautiful. So in 2021, if you have a person that wants to be an author, how would they actually go about publishing their book?
What I would suggest is that they first find a great editor, and then they have to do their research on which publishing company which publishing company will work best for them. Okay. They have self-publishers, or they have like traditional publishing companies, which you have to get an agent in order to even submit your manuscript. Okay. I chose to do self-publishing.
And what are some of the benefits of self-publishing?
You get all your money.
Oh, okay, that's a big benefit. Okay, okay, got you. Okay, and I'm halfway asking for myself too, but so basically, yeah. when you go through the traditional route, they take the majority of your profit.
Yeah, you got to pay them back. You got to pay them back. You know, and then you got to also pay the agent. So you're paying two different entities. Versus just if you self-publish and you may use a company to self-publish, you might give them a one-time fee, and then the rest is yours, or at least a higher percentage is yours in return.
Okay, so that's kind of like with being in music. You can be signed to somebody or you can be independent. Okay.
Right.
More legwork to self-publish, but I mean, for you to make more of your money back, I feel like it's worth it.
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right, cool. So now let's get into your book, Leading Lady.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us what it's about. You know, we ain't gonna give away all the juicy parts. We want them to go read it, but tell us a little bit about what it's about.
Okay, well, the book is actually about a young single mother of two kids. She had to make do and support her kids as best she could. And so she ended up choosing the life of prostitution. That lifestyle fed her kids and her siblings and her mom. She didn't want the lifestyle though, but it kind of like chose her. And so yeah, I'm not trying to give away too much.
Yeah. We won't give away too much, but I feel like this is a book that's gonna keep us like on the edge of our seats. Gonna have us kind of like, okay, what's next? Because like when I read books, sometimes I just want to get to the end because like you know every story has to have a beginning, middle, and end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they have to have a cliff.
Yes. Yes. And that middle part, when they be going through the rough parts, the characters, I'm just like, get it together.
Right.
So I'm excited. I'm definitely excited to read this myself. Do you have any plans to make this into like a movie one day, or like a short series?
Yes, I would like for it to be a movie. I mean, the book have a lot of educational layers because what it also shows is one of her children end up walking in her shoes, and the child never wanted to walk in her mother's shoes, but she ended up choosing the same road that her mother did. And so what it shows is that you may not want to be like your father, or you may not want to be like your mother, but some kids end up becoming just like them, you know. And sometimes it's not a bad thing if they make the right decisions later on in life.
I always say, and therapy teaches you this too. You take some traits that are good, throw out the ones that are bad, you know, and you're good. It's just that some people, they take on all the bad traits too. It's like, well, you don't want that.
Right. But
Now,
the book is a good read though.
absolutely. Now, did your own life story inspire this book at all?
It definitely did. Yeah. I ended up going down some of the same roads that my mother did. You know, getting involved in prostitution and drug activity, dating drug dealers. Yeah, it definitely did.
And you know what? By you writing this book, you've helped to heal yourself. Like I'm sure like you've learned a lot about yourself in the process of even writing.
I did. And actually, can I say this? Writing a book helped me to have a better, a more greater respect for my mother. You know, because I was looking at it when I was going through the trauma. I was looking at it like, oh my God, you know, this is a bad mom. But after I got in depth with the writing of it, I found out that my mother was a great woman. She's now deceased. But she was a great woman.
You know what that's also making me think as well? I think a lot of us, especially as adults, need to just get to know if your parents are still alive, get to know them like as people, separate from the role of mother, father. Like, what do you like to do? What are some of your fears? You know, ask them about their childhood. These are things we typically never do.
Right. You're right.
I love that. I love it.
What I feel like is if they do decide to take that course and get to know their parents, then they'll find that they're just like them in a lot of ways, and that's not so bad.
Absolutely, you're right. Even though a lot of people don't like to admit it, it is.
Right.
It is very, very true. And so now that you've gotten the book written, you know, you've been through a lot, you've learned, you've helped to heal. What's next for you now?
I am in the process of starting a group home. I used to have a foster home, but I had to close it down because I got into an abusive relationship, and it affected the kids in the process of that. And so I ended up having to give them back, which really, really devastated me for a while. But I'm not going to sit back and not still see about children. And so I think that the best route to take now is starting group homes.
And for people that don't understand, like, it takes a lot of work to open up a group home. And even though, you know, especially being from Arizona, we would have people like from different countries that would move to the States, and, you know, they would get together, open one, but their heart wasn't in it, right? It was all for money. And so I'm sure with you, your heart is actually going to be in it.
Yes, my heart is in it, and my heart has been in it since I was a foster kid myself. I used to always say, "Boy, I can't wait till I'm old enough and financially stable, so I can have group homes all over the United States for children, because these people don't know how to take care of them, you know." And so that passion has never left.
Yamaya's Gift is a brand that specializes in medicinal herbs and all natural supplements to help alleviate a lot of conditions that Americans suffer from, okay? Now, Yamaya's Gift got products to help you with that hypertension, to help speed up that weight loss, get rid of them fibroids, as well as help alleviate the symptoms of that diabetes. Oh yeah, that sugar is real bad. So now with Yamaya's Gift, you get a lot of gifts, but the best gift that anyone could ever give you is the ability to heal thyself from the inside out with products like elderberry syrup to help keep that immunity in check, because we all fighting Miss Rona. We all trying to windmill her ass up out of our lives. But one of my personal favorites, as a matter of fact, two of my personal favorite products with Yamaya's Gift is the all natural honey and the tea that's for men. And the reason why I like those products is because if you are somebody with a low sex drive, if you need a boost in the bedroom, and if you are ready to get Brian Pumped, Lexington Steeled all night long, then just put some of that in your man's cup and you will be on your way to a happier, healthy marriage, all right? Now, place your orders today, whether you need your immunity taken care of, you're trying to lose some weight, you're trying to get rid of that sugar, the diabetes, or you're just trying to bust a nut, okay? Order her shit at www.yamayasgift.com. Nice. And I used to even like, when I did that line of work, I used to go to some of them and I'm like, okay, wait a minute. I know what you're making because I can see it on the back end. So I'm like, you're making this per kid per month, and they're eating Fruit Loops every day. They're eating ramen. I'm like, we pay you enough for these kids to be eating steak. Like, I ain't saying they gotta eat steak, but I'm just saying, like, it really used to make me think like, wow, you're really just doing this for the money. And it was a really bad thing to see.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. You know, I kind of feel like I feel my kids because of the relationship choice. But as far as like them living in the best, they were living in the best and being treated with love, and they were receiving like most of all their money back, you know, in clothes, and I kept them in athletics and stuff like that. So yeah, you're supposed to spend that money back on them, I believe.
You are. And I always had a rule. I said, even if a kid is in foster care, if they're in a group home, I shouldn't look at them and be able to tell.
Right. That was my story. Like, it was a lot of times that we looked like foster kids.
Have the families that they have their biological kids and then they separate them from the foster kids. It's just like, well, why did you take them in?
Why did you take them in? Yeah. And let me tell you something. They do make a difference. And you know, a lot of foster kids will see that their money is being spent on the biological kids and not on them. You know, it's sad for a lot of them. You know, it's sad for a lot of them. But I do have to take the time to recognize the ones who are really in it, because their heart is in it, and they choose to take care of the children the right way.
Yeah, and those are the good ones. We don't have enough of them. We really don't.
No, we don't.
And so, with your group home, are you taking it like? Do you specialize in like? Will it be just Black children, one gender, disabled? What's do you have a special?
No, I don't have a preference. I want to have a home for all kids. You know, so what I am going to look for though is the kids that don't nobody want. You know, the ones that they say is unruly, you know, so therefore they're trying to institutionalize them. I want those kids.
Okay.
So whether it's girls, boys, it doesn't matter. And race is not a factor. You know, each and every last one of those kids are created by God. So yeah, I don't care about the gender.
Now, I know, speaking of God, I'm glad you brought that up. Do you mind talking about your spiritual beliefs a little bit?
I really am not religious, but I do believe in the Creator. I like to meditate, and I like to. That's a great thing, isn't it? To quiet your mind for a little bit. Yeah. So and I pray. So that's basically it. I really don't get involved in the politics of religion.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. But it's always nice to know when a person recognizes that we're all created equally
Mm-hmm.
and loved by God.
Mm-hmm.
So you value human life, which is a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I do.
Okay, so let me be nosy for a little bit. Is that your studio? What we got? That's nice. What we got going on in the back?
Well, oh yeah, it's a studio, and this is just a screen with my name on it. And sometimes I come in here and I do my YouTube, like my YouTube videos that's not up loaded yet, but yeah, this is where the magic happens.
Okay, so tell me, what is your YouTube channel gonna be about? You showed me I finally was able to find the main video you wanted me to watch, but going forward, what's your channel gonna be about?
It's going to be about Shalamar Parrish on the road. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and try to help as many people as I can. I'm going to be doing speaking engagements. I'm going to be giving things back. And I'm going to be having interviews with like caseworkers and foster kids and stuff like that. So we can get a better perspective of what's needed out there in the world. So
Okay.
we're looking for.
You know what? My friend who is a foster mom herself, she thought I know she's going to get into, the social media thing too, but but she could tell you stories for days. Whenever you're ready and you want to interview me, I'm more than welcome and open because
Oh, thank you.
I can tell you as a caseworker, I'm not going back to that job, so I'm gonna tell you everything, like whatever you want to know.
Did it really? I mean, did it really stress you out?
It did. At the end, I had like a slight nervous breakdown. I had to take FMLA for like 4 weeks.
I'm sorry to hear that. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. You know, a lot of people don't understand that caseworkers feel all of that. You all are taking on all these kids' trauma as well. So I would like to take this time out to give you my thanks for you even doing it for as long as you did do it. You know.
Thank you. I lasted. How long did I do that? Oh, 4 years. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at the end, no, three, two. No, it was three. It was three. But at the end, I was just like, ooh.
Wow. Yeah.
It was heavy. It was heavy for sure. And then we got to talk about the amount of social workers that are like on antidepressants, and
Mm-hmm.
it's
Yeah.
something for sure.
Wow.
So
You do that.
okay, so yeah, we'll definitely get into that. We're gonna make sure that we put links to your YouTube channel so people can go and subscribe and check you out. Before we depart, any last words? Tell us where we can find you. Just let us know everything.
Okay, well, you can find me on Facebook at Shalamar Parrish 1. You can also find me on Instagram at Shalamar Parrish 2020. And just be looking for me on YouTube, please.
Okay, this is dope. And if the people ask for you to come back, would you be willing to come back?
Yes, yes. And I'll tell you all my business later on.
Okay, good. We're gonna leave it positive today because it's about the book. And make sure you guys go to Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Kindle, download, buy. Everybody's downloading now anyway. Leading Lady. I'm gonna get my copy too. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Can I say one last thing? 10% of the proceeds of the sale of this book goes to foster children all over the United States.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful. I love your cover too. Can you show us the cover again?
Yes. She's trying to find her way.
Wow. I like that.
Well, thank you.
I like that. So it has been a pleasure having you on the show. Look, I've never, and this is gonna sound so bad. I have not been around that many Black writers ever.
Are you? Yes.
No, seriously. Even I used to write short stories and I just kind of like let it go. But I've never been around that many Black writers. And then I get on YouTube and there's so many people I connect with. They're like, I'm writing a book. I'm writing a book. I'm like, I'm like, that's beautiful to see, because I had not seen that growing up at all.
Yeah, you know what? Coming up, you're right. You're right. We didn't. I mean, we had Eric Jerome Dickey, we had Terry McMillan, and then a few others. But yeah, you're right. You're right. I think 2020 opened up Pandora's box, though. It's time. It's time for people to tell their stories.